Welcome to episode 122 of Business Growth School for Service Providers. I'm your host Ali Salman, and this podcast is brought to you by Rapid Boost Marketing, online marketing for service providers. So we'll be every Saturday we'll be switching things up a little bit. 6 days a week we bring you business growth strategies, right? How can you grow your business, especially your service-based business. On every Saturday, we're gonna share we're gonna do a 7 business growth strategies roundup. And the idea is to visit some of the strategies we have talked about in the show, and to re to basically revisit them, and so you also have a chance to basically apply some of those techniques back. Maybe you have missed that episode, maybe you didn't had a chance to listen to it, or maybe you start listening to it like a few episodes back. So the whole idea is to every week, once a week, we'll be doing a weekly roundup, which will be on Saturday, where we're going to bring you 7 strategies which you can apply in your business, right? So number one we're going to start with is how can you identify where on your website people are actually not converting, or they are dropping the ball. Example, there are always weak points in the website. There's always weak points in the sales presentation. Let's say if 100 people come on your website, you are capturing 3% or 4% traffic right now. How can you make sure that you can basically convert at 7%? How can you make sure that you can convert at 10%? And you can only do that if you know basically what areas to fix. So there's a 4-step process. And by the way, all of these 7 strategies are actually in the show notes, which you can access at rapidboostmarketing.com/grow. Okay, so there's a 4-step strategies to make sure to identify leaks on your website, as I say, conversion opportunities. Number one step is technical analysis. Make sure your website is mobile responsive, cross browser responsive. That means that it's opening up properly in Internet Explorer, Mozilla, Firefox, and things like that. Speed analysis. I mean, does it even open up fast enough, right? Things like that. Then the second step is always web analytics analysis. So let's say if you have a Google Analytics, Clicky, or whatever third-party platform you're using, it tells you how many pages people are visiting, how long they're staying there, where they're landing, where they're exiting, what kind of audience you're attracting on the website. It provides you so much data, the when you actually look at in depth into web analytics analysis. Step 3 is mouse tracking and behavioral analysis. That means that heat maps, click maps, scroll data, and things like that. Step 4 is qualitative research. You can do customer surveys, you can record the chat logs, interviews, and things like that. So there's a whole 4-step process which you can apply to basically stop the conversion leaks on your website. Number second growth strategy. I'm not sure if you remember, or that Google has rolled out a feature for local businesses that customers can directly message the local business. Isn't that awesome? I mean, because you don't have to, customer doesn't even have to go on your website. They might visit your business listing, they like your reviews, they like what they're seeing, and guess what happens, right? Okay, they can directly get in touch with you to book an appointment, to get in touch with you. There's so many different things, okay. So basically giving that customer direct access, we have clearly seen that the number of leads go up. So go and make sure that you apply this technique, and a strategy in your business. Number 3, link building. Link building is crucial for search engine optimization. I mean, a lot of people have asked us what kind of tools they should be using, what kind of directories they should be building links on. So what we have done is we have put together a list of whole directories and some tools for link building, right? So you guys can basically go and access that in the show notes. So that's number 3. Number 4, what we've also done is a lot of you struggle with finding the right keywords for search engine optimization, and also people click in AdWords. I mean, you don't know that what keywords people are looking for, what they're searching for. Sometimes we say things differently when we are inside the business, but customers are typing things very differently. So make sure that uh, in this growth strategy, what we have done is we have linked with a lot of keyword tools which are basically free, and you can use them to identify that which keywords you should be bidding on, or what SEO like what keywords you should be focusing on or as part of your SEO strategy. So a lot of these tools, as I said, are free, so you can actually get like start using them, and if you like one of them, you can buy a pro version of that. All right. So number 5, Google's new feature. So we've talked about Google's new feature, which is a direct messaging to the business. There's another Google new feature. It's called Google Post. Now, 82% of the people turn to search engines to find local information. We all know that. And like Google listing is one of the like a prime real estates that people view. Now what Google has offered, that the Google says to local businesses that like, why don't you upload the deals? Why don't you upload like new content you generate? So basically it's your area to showcase new updates about your business, and whenever someone finds you on the map, they will be able to see your Google post. So it's an amazing opportunity for local businesses to basically take advantage of Google Post. Like we have seen an immense growth in viewers of Google Post, and also how many people are actually clicking on it and engaging with them. So it's pretty impressive. Another feature, number 6, and like it's very interesting how what it talks about. So it talks about that, like, why you should be using Facebook and not the reason you think you should be using it for. Now, not a lot of people know that Facebook search, Facebook has a local search on the top. If you search basically dentist nearby, you can look for lawyers, you can look for family lawyers, you can look for accountants, you can look for landscaping companies, you can look for plumber. So Facebook search is a really powerful and underutilized feature that businesses don't usually optimize for. So what you have to make sure that your Facebook page is basically classified as a local business first, or your Facebook page also have a proper address, proper have phone number, and all those right things filled out. And also it's actually active. If it's active and it's running, then basically you will see that your page will come up. So whenever you go and type on Facebook at the top, let's say dentist nearby, it will take you to a places section, and it will show you all the dental clinics which are close by, which have basically optimized for Facebook search. I mean, it's an impressive opportunity for local businesses to basically take advantage of the Facebook search. Number 7, the last one for today, is basically about how can you generate traffic and leads using Google Images? Not a lot of you know that Google Images, after Google search and YouTube, is one of the highest visited search engine out there. I mean, there's a lot of people are using Google Image Search. I mean, I'm sure you have probably used it in last few years or last few months. So straightforward, make sure that you're focusing on images optimization, so you can basically capture more traffic from Google Images. There's also 4-step process. It's straightforward. It's also mentioned in the show notes, so make sure you guys go over that. Very easy to follow, and if you follow that, your images will actually show up. And it's actually one of the untapped opportunities. But because example, someone searches for New York dentist, and you come up, there's an opportunity that might be in a patient. So it's a really good way to basically get more traffic and actually get in front of the people who are looking for specific information about your industry or the services or the products you're offering. So here you go. This was our 7 business growth strategies weekly roundup. This was the first one we did. I hope you guys enjoyed it. In the show notes, all these 7 strategies have been linked, so you guys can actually dig a little bit deeper into it and apply it in your business. Good luck. Give us some feedback. What things you want us to talk about, what things you want us to cover, and I would love to hear your feedback. I'll catch you tomorrow bright and early in episode 123 of Business Growth School for Service Providers. My name is Ali Salman, and this podcast is brought to you by Rapid Boost Marketing, online marketing for service providers. Have a good day, guys. Make it count, and have an amazing weekend.